games. What we're doing here today is checking out Havoc, the combat card game. And it's on Kickstarter Live right now, fully funded for the next 1 or 2 days. Get it while the getting is good. If you don't get it while the getting is good, hopefully you can get in on the late pledge, if there is one. So hopefully. All right, so I already dropped the kind of how to play quick overview of the game video yesterday. Today we're gonna flip through the cards. So, and bear in mind I still haven't played yet per se, but this is what I'm thinking though. Okay, so you get, this is a gladiator dual deck gladiators, and we'll start with, I'm not sure if this one came as like an extra or if this was actually the pre-con, but so right here I've got the identity card. We've got all these different card backs, archetype card back type. So gladiator secutor, and then this one is a Roman warrior. So I went ahead and grabbed the warrior class type. And then what this says on the Roman warrior gladiator secutor is it comes with the weapon, the short sword. Grab that. Got the armor, tower shield, great helm, gauntlets, and greaves. For some reason I may have misplaced the other card of the greaves, I don't know. And then abilities, shield blow. Okay, so and then these stats down here for SL, maybe slash, I'm thinking TH, maybe throw, SP something, BP, and 11 PA. I mean, it might have something to do with this red modifier die, but we'll see though. All right, so yeah, we've gone over this card. Warrior, extra -1 to hit on all active defenses. So usually you'll need to roll an 11 between these two dice to hit. That's the minimum. So right there got a 6. So I mean, you know, probability wise, less than half the time you'll get a successful hit unless you got the modifiers. So 8, 5, you know, that's a 13. So that should be successful. But an extra -1 to all hits. So all you would need is a 10, it looks like. But may use all military weapons, chainmail, or lighter armor only. Okay, chainmail or lighter armor. So what is the armor right here that we're working with? Okay, we have the tower shield. I can't tell the lightness on it, but and then exclusive use of tower shield. Yep, got that. And then a 7-card hand, so I think you get anywhere from a 6 to an 8-card hand, but this one is a 7-hander. 7-card hand whenever you're doing your impulses. 4 free active defenses. So maybe it's like Flesh and Blood where you have like armor and weapons starting the game on the field. I think that's how it goes. But I don't have a mat right here per se. But a short sword, actions SL, TH, BP. And maybe that's a one-hander signifier. But actions SL, TH, BP. Loving all the different stats, especially when I really get to playing. But action cards 10, length 3 to hit +1, damage 4, red die 8 through 10 W, red damage 1. Tower shield, shield parry 0, pause -2. Okay, so there are pause cards, so -2, you might get some kind of benefit from pausing. Missiles -2. Great helm 10+ to cancel wounds, number 22 through 24. Whatever's going on, it looks mighty interesting. Gauntlets 12+ to cancel wounds, 7 and 13. Shield blow, once per fight you played SP, you were not hit this impulse. Once per fight, okay, you played an SP card. So like shield parry, that's a SP right here. And you were not hit this impulse. Choose an opponent to discard 2 combat action cards at random. Strength 13+. Interesting. All right, so that's gladiator secutor. Now gladiator Thracian, Roman warrior, 4 defense, 8 body damage, and then 5 fatigue. Okay, short sword again, and its type is a warrior, so got another warrior. Guess I'll see we got a male warrior, female warrior. Are those all the same? Yeah, that's the exact same thing, but just got a male and female picture. Abilities: feint, backhand bow. Short sword, same thing. Small shield, shield parry 0, pause 0, missiles -1. So those stats seem to be a little worse. Well, yeah, those stats seem to be a little worse, I believe, than the other one. But it has more, I guess, more kind of classes it can fit in or something. Small shield. Great helm, 10+ to cancel wound. This Greaves, 12+. Gauntlet, 12+. Feint, once per fight, you played SL or CT. Your opponent played in active defense. Return just played SL, CT to your hand and pause instead. Once per fight, you played SL and you missed. And then return 1 SL from discard pile to your hand. Dexterity, 13+. Interesting. All right, then both players will have both of these. The one of these, keep distance, close, and stand ground. Yeah, so it looks to me that on the first of 6 impulses, you'll just have these to the side. Then you'll choose one of them to do at the beginning of the game. And it's like you can keep distance. Then you get on the first impulse, you get +0 to hit, -1 to hit, -1 to hit. So like if you keep at the same distance, then you'll hit harder. You'll have more of a chance to hit. But if you close in, you're gonna, I guess, like, you know, you're kind of moving around. So you're gonna get a +1 to hit. So it'll be harder to hit is what it sounds like. Something like that. You get a negative for closing in, I guess, sounds like. And then when you stand ground, you get +1 to hit, 0 to hit, keep distance. But, okay, so you're playing against on the first impulse. I guess against. When you stand ground, you're +1 to hit if they're close. But if you're like against a guy that stood ground, +0 to hit, -1 to hit. Crazy stuff. All right, then second impulse, when you're against a short weapon. Yeah, so we're playing with short swords right now, but there are also long weapons. But second impulse, long, out of reach. Stand ground against short. All right, a lot of it. Okay. I think they also get these prowess cards, but I couldn't tell what to get for the Gladiator Secutor or this Thracian. But they have prowesses. Okay. Moving along to there's 3 types of cards in the 25 card deck that you'll be bringing to the fight. That's how you play your impulses out. But let's look at these. Let's go ahead and go on into the attack cards. There's thrust, looks like. There's slash. Yeah, thrust, slash, TH, deep slash, DSL. DSLs, won't you let the late great brethren live? I will not lose. Artful thrust, ATH. Alright, yeah, but thrust, okay, to hit -1. So it's easier to hit with a thrust, but red die +1. Okay, and damage +0. Slash to hit +1. So harder to hit with a slash, but red die -1. Damage +0. Same thing, different art. Light blades only, spears and blades. Same art. Thrust to hit -1, red die +1, damage +0, spears and blades. Deep slash to hit +1, red die +0, damage +0, prowess +4, only light blades, only a fast slice. Light blades. Okay, now we're doing small swords, so that's actions. You can do the slash, the thrust, and the BP. Yeah, really gonna have to sit down and look at the whole rule book, but you know, there's games. Slash thrusts, artful thrust. To hit +0, red die +1, damage +0, prowess 4+, only spears and blades. And of course, on the Havoc YouTube channel, Havoc the Combat Card Game, they have plenty of gameplays and more intensive rules. Alright, so that's the action cards right there. I'm sure they'll be split up between both of the decks, both of the dual decks. Now we got the defense cards, the shield parry. To hit -2, distance short, initiative shortest. Raw red die 1 through 3, attacker bashed. Raw red die 10, shield discarded. Shield, keep your shield in front of you, 2 of those. Shield parry, same things, it's different sex. Blade parry, BP, -2, no change. And initiative fastest, so initiative is, yeah, so that's like if you're at the same speed, but you have the initiative card, then if you roll 11+ or whatever after modifiers, then you can actually cancel out their attack if you're hitting at the same speed or faster, I believe. You have the initiative. If both combatants attack, your attack is resolved first. If you hit your opponent, their attack is discarded. Very powerful. Okay, let's go into this distance while we're at it. Distance, all attacks and active defenses are normal. Initiative defaults to the longest weapon. And then distance is out of reach. All attacks and all attacks and active defenses played for this impulse have no effect. Change distance to long before next impulse. Distance is short. So pretty much this, well, shoot, all attacks and active defenses are normal. And then initiative defaults to the shortest weapon. And then only weapons with a length of 0 or 1 may be used for this impulse. After cards, roll for push off, high roll bashes opponent, prowess to hit, and passive shield bonuses apply to roll. Change distance to short before next impulse. Damage procedure. If an attack hits, it does the damage listed on the weapon card. If a red die result is rolled, the attack also does the weapon's red damage. If a red die result causes 2 or more body damage, draw a wound card. And successful wound save cancels wound effects and extra red damage. If the wound save fails, the attack type must be listed on the wound card for the wound effects to apply. Great blows that hit do the weapon's red damage. Armor may reduce damage, and 1 damage may be taken as fatigue. It's a hit procedure. Roll 11+ to hit your opponent, and then apply attackers to hit modifiers. Weapon to hit modifier, combat action card modifier, prowess level modifier, first impulse, move tactic effects, and any defender conditions, any defender's modifiers, armor modifier versus attack type, -2 for active defense, -1 for warrior class, prowess level modifier, shield, active or passive, any attacker conditions. And those passive shields might be the ones that are just on the field in play, like a fab game. Longest weapon, initiative state is longest weapon. Award initiative card to combatant with longest weapon if weapon length is 2+ longer. If weapon lengths are within 1, then default to fastest fighter. And initiative state is shortest weapon. Award initiative card to combatant with the shortest weapon if weapon length is 2+ shorter. If weapon lengths are within 1, then default to fastest fighter. Initiative state is highest roll. Each combatant rolls 2d10, and then award initiative card to combatant with highest roll and start a new combat round, or when the initiative would change, re-roll. And initiative state is fastest fighter. Award initiative card to combatant with the most active combat action cards in their action deck. If the number of active combat action cards is within 1, default to highest roll. Okay. And now while we're at it, let's go ahead and look at the wounds and the bashes. So bash 3, off balance. 1 star, all next combat action must be paused, after which this card is discarded. Reeling, bash 12, 2 star. Thrust, SMGB, 0. +1 to be hit, must pause for next combat action. Discard 1 combat action card. If you can't, then discard the rest of your hand. Discard this bash card after your next draw step. Dazed, bash 15, 2 stars. CT, thrust, GB, +1 to hit. Discard your hand after your next draw step. Discard this bash card. Driven to a knee. Bash 19, 3 stars. A lot of stuff. Staggered, Bash 5, 1 star, SL, CT, SM, GB, FB 0. Discard 1 combat action card. If you can't, then discard the rest of your hand. Stunned. You can see it. Pause it. And to the wounds. Bruised, wound 1. And then you'll grab a token or get rid of a token. And SMGB, smash some +1 to all active defenses, -1 to all attacks. Discard when fully healed. So it's easier to get attacks when you're wounded. Moderate bleeding, wound 11. Taking 2 hearts loss or 2 hearts gain. Any start of round roll 2 through 10 equals -1 body. 11 through 13, 1 fatigue. 14 through 15, no effect. 16 through 20, discard. Moderate leg wound, wound 8. You can read it. Moderate head wound. You can read it. Slight bleeding, wound 5. SL, CT, SM, GB, FB, start of round roll. 2 through 6, 1 body. 7 through 11, 1 fatigue. 12 through 13, no effect. 14 through 20, discard. And moderate chest wound, wound 16. You can read it. Alright, back to the defense cards. Blade parry. To hit, -2. Distance, no change. And initiative fastest, raw red die 1 through 4. And attacker pauses next impulse. Raw red die 10. Defender disarmed. Bladed weapon. So raw, of course, that's the natural roll. Blade parry, different art. Dodge. Get it. Artful dodge, -2. Long, longest. Attacker pauses next impulse. Defender pauses next impulse. Prowess +4. Only add passive shield. Shield parry. Blade parry. Blade parry. Dodge. Shield parry. Shield parry. Blade parry. Blade parry. Dodge. Dodge. Fencer's blade parry. FBP. To hit, -2. Distance, no change. Fastest and wind ties. Raw red 1 through 4. That means attacker pauses next impulse. Raw red 10. Defender pauses next impulse. Prowess +4. Only bladed weapon. Okay, trained. Prowess 3. Damage to hit, and then active defense, active attack cards, defense cards 0. Hand size +0. Veteran fighter. Prowess 4. Damage to hit +1. So harder to hit, looks like. And then active defense -1. Attack cards +1. Defense cards +1. Hand size 0. Bonus combat action cards are advanced. Prowess card. Didn't really see where the prowess comes up, but I think you start with the prowess on the field though. But why it's not listed on here, I don't know. Alright, yeah, well that was flipping through the cards of Havoc combat card game. KickStarter Live right now for a day or two. If you don't catch that, you'll maybe be lucky enough to catch the late pledge. But check their tryhavoc.com. Yeah, might have an online tutorial and everything, but plenty of videos online. Check them out. Follow your games, like, comment, subscribe. And we're doing it again. Jousting Knights. Both dead.